what I've learned from today is the importance of speaking out for what you believe in, and the importance of understanding every side that there is to such a complex situation. My event was Unsilence. Unsilence was a week ago as a prologue to MLK Day, and it was a spoken word showcase. What I've learned from both creating that event and hosting it, and also rewatching the videos of that event, is how much power there is in action, and how much power there is in hearing someone who is often silenced speaking out for who they are, for what they believe in.
It's just the fact that you're able to kind of gain the insight of so many different people with so many different backgrounds. And you just realize that by seeing just these unique experiences and hearing about these unique experiences that other people have had that are totally different to anything you've ever gone through in your own life, you're able to gain so much perspective, and that just as a community helps us all understand each other on a much better level.
Workshop. I'm a part of the Exonian Encounter Committee, and basically what we did today was a little bit different than what we normally do. We had a privilege walk, and basically it was just trying to reflect on the privilege that we're born with, like kind of the unearned privilege, that aspect of it, that some people come into this world and they're automatically given a certain level of respect or a certain level of hope. It was interesting to see how people were a little bit uncomfortable, not uncomfortable in a bad sense, uncomfortable in the way that like there's someone like standing behind you, kind of like I'm ahead of you, and it's not anything that you did wrong, it's not anything I did right, it's just the way things are. And I think it was good to recognize that, especially as Exonians. I think sometimes it's good to be pushed a little into that discomfort so discussions can begin.
And I think that one of my biggest takeaways for MLK Day, by far, for the 3 years I've been here actually, has been that there is a difference between listening and hearing. And I think that that's something that isn't really talked about, because all of us Exonians are required to attend these seminars and these workshops, and we're all here, we're all present, we're all hearing. But I think what really differentiates some people is when people take the action of listening. And when you listen, that is when you begin to analyze things critically. That is when you begin to interpret information, and you begin to really pay attention to the message of love and perseverance that Martin Luther King wanted to pass on to all of us.
I am part of the Martin Luther King Day Committee, and I also led a workshop on mass incarceration documentary this year. So what basically happened is that last year I was very touched by Bryan Stevenson's speech on mass incarceration and how the system of mass incarceration feels and is fueled by racial hierarchy in the United States. Before I listened to Bryan Stevenson talk, I didn't really know anything about social justice. I was very oblivious about the existence of racism in America, but it just means a lot to me that like after a year I'm leading a workshop and screening my documentary.
And I think one of the things that this day made for me is that it was just very empowering to see that there are so many issues I care about are valuable to be cared of. Because what I liked about today was that we didn't just talk about one or other aspect, but we really tried to open up the discussion to many forms of oppression and many different backgrounds. I think it was just very empowering to be able to talk about